Ahora volvemos a los cortometrajes de animación. Quien presenta ahora viene de Oporto, Portugal, y además este es su primer cortometraje, así que os pido que mostréis el cariño con el que recibimos en Weird a los proyectos noveles para Carolina Batista.
Hello? Hello? Okay. So, good morning, everyone. My name is Carolina. I'm the director and production manager of this short film called The Last Sock. This is an entirely stop-motion animated short film. The major production is taking place in Portugal, and we already have a minor co-producer in Italy. It's Studio Chroma. That is in charge of making all the puppet making of the film. This is a dark comedy, and that's around 10 minutes of duration. It has no dialogues, and our estimated budget for the film is around 125,758 euros. So, trying to introduce you to the story. In this story, there is this small village where everyone tries to control down to the smallest detail the image they convey to others. And the story is mainly focused in a particular family whose bond is pushed to the limit as they face the disappearance of a clothing accessory that has the superpower of defining their self-esteem level. So I just created this concept where everybody is always very worried about what the others will think and how the others will judge their appearance. So I just took this insignificant thing for most of us, that is to see if we are really wearing a pair of matching socks, and turned this into the biggest concern of every character of the story. So the socks are the main subject of the story, and my intention with creating this idea was to make us think about which things should really be the reason of our happiness, and in which things are really worthy of our time and attention, because sometimes we just automatically focus on things that are insignificant, and you start to neglect other things that are really important in our lives. So here we have a relevant sequence of the storyboard, which is the lunch scene where the family is having their meal in the dining room. In the first board you can see Little Girl, that is the main protagonist of this film. You can see that she has like a sock puppet made with a blue sock. This film begins with this character stealing this blue sock from their neighbors, and then I created something like connecting this sock puppet with a blue, bigger character that is in this last panel. So to connect both characters, the sock puppet and the character that is blue but is bigger, I invented something like inside every house they have like a system that they can use to send their dirty clothes to an underground laundry. So as you can see in the left corner, you see like Little Girl pulling a lever, and then you can see that a bucket starts to go down, crossing several layers of the soil. And suddenly, as the bucket reaches the laundry, you see this blue character sneaking into the laundry, and she is also a female character, and her main role is to amplify the scale of the little girl, so she's going to steal the socks of all the inhabitants, like one of a kind. These are the character designs. We have the family that are made for main four characters. Mr. Rat, that is the father. Miss Abby, it's the mother. Miss Mary Coffin is the old lady, and her name is it's kind of funny because she's very protective of a small wooden box that has the shape of a coffin, and that's why her late husband has kept her black socks that were the last part that she wore. So this Mary Coffin, very protective of her small coffin. Little Girl, this is the child. The blue puppet that you can see that have a lot of similarities with the sock puppet. I tried to keep the same design but in a bigger scale. Like you can see that they both have very sharp and pointy nose, dark blue hair, light blue skin, and so on. Then there's also two demons that represent the fear and insecurity that is constantly haunting the characters. So every time that they are very focused on these negative emotions, they start to see the demons appearing. Okay, here we have some of the process of the puppet making. These maquettes were made by Studio Chroma, our co-producer from Italy. The character designs was made by me. So you have the model sheet of Miss Abby, and then you have like some pictures of her maquette. Mr. Rat, and also some pictures of the maquette. Little Girl, and the maquette of the child comparing to the blue character. Here you have Miss Coffin and some pictures of the armature. And when you are working in stop motion, you have really to pay attention to every detail to make sure that the character will be able to make the right movements in the story according to their structure. Right now we are in this stage of the project and the puppet making. We already applied the foam layer and we are ready to apply the felt that will be the material used on their skin. These are some pictures of the maquette of the demons, and I'm planning to have this creature just very skinny and dark and only with a white bright light coming from their eyes. Then these are some pictures that show a bit of our process of construction of the sets. We start from making a 3D modeling of every set, then we start moving to make some cardboard maquettes of the same set, when we try to define the size of the props, the distance between them, and also the interactions with the characters. And then we also have some pictures showing the laser cutting process and some pictures that we took while we were making the villagers' houses. This is a concept of the dining room, and I was looking for this kind of style, like a retro and vintage style. These are some props that we already made for the dining room, but it's still a work in progress. This is the play tent, that is kind of a hide place of the child. These are the visual references that I used to create this concept. These are some of the props of the old lady's bedroom. You can also see that they have a lot of vintage in it and so on. These are the props that have a different color palette and belongs to the neighbor's bedroom. Okay, and then we used 2 scales to make the houses. We decided to build the village set in a smaller scale because we won't be seeing any interaction with characters. But then we had the need to make some of the exterior walls in the regular scale of the puppets, because there are some shots where we'll be seeing like characters opening and closing the windows, so we needed to have these 2 scales. This is our team. Paulo is the line producer of the film and he's from Portugal also. Then we have like in the top corner the 3 Italian persons that are in charge of puppet coordination, costume maker. Then we have like 7 model makers who worked in Portugal, and me of course. Okay, this is the current stage of the project. We already finished the sets and props fabrication in Porto. Puppets are taking place in Italy and are about 30% done. And we were hoping to start animation also in the end of this year, and post-production in the next year. So the main point of being here is because I'm looking now for a partner to help us moving to the animation stage. As you can see, we have already almost everything built and ready to the shooting, so we really need someone to help us give the next step. So if you are interested in the project, if you want to learn more, you can also find us on Instagram, because we just created a profile very recently. But please do not hesitate to get in touch, and it will be a pleasure to meet you. Thank you.